you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates, here live from Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. Adana, I'm going to steal your line this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. All right, so we have a very excellent show for you this morning. A lot of stuff lined up for you to hear about this morning. But before we go on, I just want to hand over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Natalia. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, 5th August 2025. The United States is proposing a one-year pilot requiring business and tourist visa applicants from countries with high overstay rates to post bonds of $5,000 US to $15,000 US. It's unclear if Trinidad and Tobago will be affected, but the American Chamber has urged exemptions, citing TNT's low overstay rate of 2.43%. The move comes as TNT also faces increased U.S. tariff, sparking concerns from the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber and calls for diplomatic engagement. Former ministers warned of economic fallout, including devaluation risk. The government is responding to a new 15% U.S. tariff on TNT's export by exploring diplomatic and trade solutions. Finance Minister Devendranath Thakur said the measure will impact key exports like ammonia, methanol, and manufactured goods, reducing their competitiveness. An interministerial team has been formed to assess the situation. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar warned of broader economic consequences. Business leader Vivek Charan highlighted potential price increases on imports routed through U.S. distributors and urged direct sourcing from other regions. He also called for faster diversification, particularly in local manufacturing and furniture production. And finally, a heartbreaking trip to Tobago turned tragic for 78-year-old Thomas Orr, whose wife of 55 years, Marjorie Harry Orr, died after their vehicle plunged into the Richmond River. Orr, who escaped almost unscratched, is now pleading for the truth about the accident, which he says was misrepresented in the official report. He disputes claim that both cars moved off simultaneously, insisting the impact was far too violent for such a scenario. Grieving deeply yet grounded in faith, Orr refuses to cast blame but calls for honesty in honoring his wife's memory. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news in 90 seconds. And I'm smiling very widely because I just want to say welcome back.
Thank you, Natalia.
I know Tobago Updates would have welcomed you back, but I want to give you my special welcome back. It's very nice to see you this morning. All right, so we have a few things going on in this space, and I know you would have mentioned in the news there that that elderly couple would have faced that tragedy over the weekend. I think the situation is very sad, and I just want to say condolences to Mr. Orr on the passing of his wife. He said an angel has passed, so I could imagine how he's feeling during the situation.
So true. And marriage for 55 years is rather long, eh?
Yes. And I think I mean, it might be a little funny on that end, but you know, marriage for 55 years could be quite hard sometimes. You know, but to see his comments, to see his reaction to everything that happened, I think those 55 years, he's saddened by the passing of his wife of 55 years of marriage. All right, so condolences to you once again, Mr. Orr, coming from the Tobago Updates family, and of course, Biana and I here this morning. All right, but in good news, we see that the Cabo Star is back on stream. I know that means a lot for a lot of people who do inter-island traveling in terms of goods and produce to go between both islands. Biana, what do you think is positive coming out of this, of course? Well, we know the obvious, but what do you think about the situation?
Well, I guess things will be back to normalcy, especially for the business community. So I guess that's a good, initiative there.
Right. And I know we had the Empandadora and the Spirit, I think, working through the islands on the Cabo Star's behalf.
Yes.
But I think a lot of us are happy to have that Cabo Star back on stream.
So true.
Yeah, especially when it comes to our goods and produce here in Tobago.
And this period of time in particular.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. And other good news as well, we're seeing that they're coming around to solving that robbery at CADS. We know that that supermarket is somewhat of a target in that area. I don't know what the reason is, but we're seeing that it's coming around. And I think that is something that is good coming out of the present SOE that is currently ongoing.
Yes.
Positive things just continue coming out. I see that they had a drug bust recently in Cunupia in Trinidad. So I think this SOE is on good stream.
Yes.
Right.
And you know, while people may say that the TTPS, you know, they're working slowly, I think they are progressing.
They are. You have to give them some time. Everything does take time.
Yes, yes.
I mean, criminals have their ways and the TTPS will have to counter those ways. So you have to give them some time to solve whatever it is they have to solve.
So true.
Yes. So before we go on, it's everyone's favorite time of the morning. It's birthday shout out time. First up, we have Natasha Sandy. A happy birthday to you coming from the Tobago Updates family. A pleasant and glorious day to you, and I hope that you do enjoy it. Next up, we have Kwamina Payne. A happy birthday to you. Always greeting you with a pleasant smile, and I do hope that that smile follows you throughout the day. Happy birthday to Kwamina Payne. Next up, we have Janae Campbell, a very known face here at Tobago Updates. I have seen you in other spaces. I won't call out the other spaces, but happy birthday to you. Always having a very joyous spirit, a very good person to be around. So happy birthday to you, and I hope that that embodies your day. Last but not least, we have Nikisha Edwards. A happy birthday to you, especially from our Tobago Updates family, and God's richest blessings throughout the day. And that's all for our birthday shout-outs this morning. To you viewers who may not have made it onto our list for this morning, a happy birthday to you, and as I said, God's richest blessings. It's a blessing to have life, and I think that if it is that you are celebrating a birthday today, you have a lot to thank God for. All right, so before I go, I just want to share with you what we have in store. First up, we'll have Barry Nelson. He's an accountant too, and also an awardee of being in the public service for 40 years. So we'll have a discussion on a long-serving public servant. Next up, we'll have Captain Judy McIntosh of the Club Grenada Senior Women, Odessa Romeo, Captain of Guyana Defense Force, and Summer Arjun, Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force Captain. This is in light of the ongoing tournament, the 3W football tournament. So we'll hear more on that. And last but not least, we'll have Pastor Jason Gunn and Evangelist Victor Kirk speaking to us on Come Out of Her, My People. All right, so a lot for you in store this morning. But before I go, I just want to encourage you all to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Hello, New York! Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe Land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. Oh, hey, I forget to tell all you, it's our 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme.
Well, I want a proper window for me house, eh? I want no shake thing in my place.
Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces.
We get one wall on the side and we get one hole. You can put a window there, invent something, a window for put there.
At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style.
Well, me meet ya. Me don't know who I'm talking to, but me children, cousin Tofina tell me for call all you go get proper thing for put there. Me don't know.
Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business.
Driven? No, I ain't driving. I get a bus ticket. One of me pick me them go drop me down there. Must bring me down there. Russo Trace Springer down by the place down there.
Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products, it's about relationships. It's about you.
It's all about me? Who's your family? You know Edna and Dorka and them, you know them, but you resemble them Edward boy and them Edward people them you.
Tobago Glass Supplies, Russo Trace Spring Garden, telephone number 639-6266. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband. You'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, to the morning show on Tobago Updates, here live from Port Mall in Scarborough. To our varying viewers on Facebook, YouTube, 102 on AMPLIA, a special good morning to you and thank you so much for staying with us. This morning for our first interview, I want to introduce you to a long-standing public servant who gave up his service to the public service. All right, he's now retired, doesn't look that way, but he is retired, and I mean, he has a lot to share from the public servant's points of view, of course, his journey into the public service and so on. All right, so this morning I want to just introduce you to Mr. Barry Nelson. He retired as an accountant too, but he is here looking unretired in his capacity, here to speak to us this morning. All right, good morning to you, Mr. Barry Nelson.
Good morning to you and your staff here and to your viewers.
Good morning, and welcome to Tobago Updates Morning Show. It's a pleasure to have you here this morning, right? So I think most of our viewers may know of the name, and some may not know of the face, or some may know the face and not the name. Mm-hmm. So you tell us, who is Barry Nelson?
Barry Nelson is just a humble Tobagonian, you know, born to James Nelson and Ionis Nelson. I was born in 1965. I attended Spring Garden Primary School. I went on to Bishops, and then I entered the public service on the 14th of October 1985.
Wow, that is a very long time to be in the public service. 40 years. 40 years in the public service. I wasn't even born as yet,
really?
To be quite honest. All right. So, Mr. Nelson, you have two very big trophies in front of you this morning, and I think that kind of marks your entrance into the public service. We had a conversation prior to coming on air. There is a big story, or a little story, that led up to a big thing in front of you here, being represented with these trophies. So could you tell us the story behind these two trophies that we're looking at this morning?
Well, these trophies is very sentimental to me. And I'll tell you why. And because of this person the name on these trophies, along with our next person, had made me the public servant I am today, serving the people, and must say serving the ordinary people of Tobago and the Osiri organization. Okay. These trophies came about as I said, I entered the public service in 1985, but these trophies came in 1999. What happened is that I was working at the Registrar General office, and that was in the term of Miss Kamala Bissessano, now Prime Minister.
Yeah.
She was the Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs.
Okay.
And I was, Ingrid Melville, who is the lawyer. Well, right. Both of us used to work at the Registrar General during her time as Attorney General for a short period. And then Mr. Ramesh Maharaj came to be the Attorney General, and she became the Minister of Legal Affairs. And Ingrid Miss Melville was the Assistant Registrar General in the Tobago office. So I can't remember if Miss Melville had left, but I ended up in Trinidad for a function. For a function at the Registrar General office. I think that the office was at South Key. That was the former Canadian Embassy office. I can't remember. I think it was a Diwali celebration. I can't remember what celebration or if it was what function. And I represented the Tobago office. And when the ceremony started, Miss Bissessa asked if all the office were representative. I can't remember if there was a Arima office, but I think so. It was a Arima office and a San Fernando office. And because the function was held in headquarters where the Port of Spain office. And she asked where the Arima office, everybody stand, about 4 or 5 staff. Then the San Fernando office, everybody stand. And the Tobago office, and I was the only person stand. So she asked, where's the rest? I said, Madam Minister, they only send 1 ticket. 1 ticket.
Wow.
So I think the Registrar General at that point was Susan Francois. And she immediately told Miss Francois that this is Trinidad and Tobago. And if this office having any function, everybody must be afforded to come as how everybody's in Trinidad there, and that must be afforded to the staff of Tobago. I'll make this, I'm paraphrasing, make this the last time that any function that you think Tobago office must close and all the staff must be available to come.
Yes.
And further, during that period of time, there was enacting the New Companies Act. And she said further, Mr. Nelson will be on the committee because we were launching the New Companies Act. Mr. Nelson will be on that committee, and Mr. Nelson is to come down every time it have a meeting. Transport must be sent for him at the airport and so forth. So from that day, I said, wow. I said from that day, I represent the people and island of Tobago.
Right.
And thereafter, I become the public servant I am. So anytime I go to Trinidad, I always think that I must represent. When I go to Trinidad, I represent not me or the office, but the people and island by extension, based on what. She made sure that I was trained. I was trained in registration of deeds, and make sure that Tobago, when we was now starting the computerization of the land and civil registry. And Tobago, she said Tobago must be in the pilot program.
Right.
So I used to go down, take down those documents to Trinidad to be scanned Right. In 1999, I think that happened in about 1996, 97. So it had a sports meeting at Wassagrong. She held a sports meeting on Wassagrong, and it had these 2 trophies in her name. The Victor Delorium, that is the most outstanding athlete, who win the most points and so forth. Based on what she had did to me and by extension the people of Tobago, I said I have to win that trophy. I want to be the first person to win that challenge trophy. And this is the challenge trophy in her name, Miss Besessa. This was the replica. But she gave me the challenge trophy. So therefore, after they gave me the challenge trophy, they said I was not supposed to get the trophy, I was to get the replica.
Right.
So I told them my brother already came and collect the challenge trophy. So they give me the replica and told me I have to bring back this trophy.
Right.
I said I never will return this trophy. I will keep it as a souvenir. For what? Because Mrs. Kamala Besessa and Mr. Hochway Charles, those are the 2 persons make me the public servant I am. Struggle and to fight on behalf of the people of Tobago.
If Prime Minister Kamala Besessa is watching Tobago Updates this morning, Barry Nelson still has your trophy.
Yes, yeah,
I just want to put that notice out there.
Yeah, I always keep them in my cabinet. And thereafter, I said I don't want any more accolades from the public service.
Other than these 2
Other than these 2 trophies. I want a trophy from the public Ministry of Public Health. I never went and received it because I said I don't want. My work is to serve, and I don't want no reward after. And I also got a reward from the recently assembly. I didn't go and collect it because I made it to myself that after these 2 trophies, I don't only want this to remember me of my service in the public service.
All right. So that is, I mean, my father is also a public servant currently, and he always tells me that there is a special story about all public servants joining the service. I mean, at least in Mr. Nelson's and his time, somebody always has a big story on entering the service, and you've just heard Mr. Barry Nelson's story on entering in. And I must say it's a grand one. I think that what made him motivated throughout his journey in the public service is one that is memorable, and I could see why he treasures both trophies, the one that was supposed to be returned and the one that is actually his, right? So we see where this, I mean, if you know Mr. Barry Nelson, very humble soul, always ready to serve, this is where this comes from. All right, so Mr. Nelson, what are some of the highlights from any major parts of your journey in the public service? You know, what are some big things that may have happened that you are proud of from the public service and from yourself?
Where public officers or Tobagonians can call me and ask me for help, and I readily assist them. But what stand out, I remember during COVID, when the place was locked down, and public servants were, you had public servants retire, you had to still go to Trinidad. And I decided that I will continue to go to Trinidad. And I remember the officers in the office, when they hear that I was going to Trinidad, they object. Because they figure I may go to Trinidad and bring back COVID and give them. So they went and complained to the PS that how can you allow Mr. Nelson to go to Trinidad? Because those times the COVID was rampant in Trinidad and not in Tobago, and they object. But I said, there are public servants. I said, we are drawing our salaries, and there are public servants who are retired, who are depending on their gratuity and their pension. So what about them? So I said, I will continue to go, because I pledged my service to the as I said, after from 1999, I pledged my service to the people and Island and Tobago. So I decided to go and must thank, what she name is, She went on to be the chief administrator. I always forgot her name.
Miss Tobago.
No, before that, who took it? She was honored at the function. I always forget her name. She was one of them that police raid during with the audio thing. I can't remember. She decided that she feel comfortable and she allowed me to continue to serve the people of Tobago during that period of COVID. I must say I eventually catch COVID. I did catch COVID.
I mean, but you are here. So, I mean, I think your health is the reward of doing that service. Though you may have caught COVID, it looks...
But not necessarily true that I caught it in Tobago.
Oh,
I remember.
That's a spin on things. Yeah. That is a spin on things. But we do want to thank you for your long-standing service in the public service, right? Our last question, and I think it's a burning question from a lot of folks. It was even asked before the interview started. After spending 40 years in the public service as a public servant, what is next for Mr. Barry Nelson?
What is next? I don't like to answer that question. God is the director, and whatever direction He put me to go, I love serving people, and once it's about serving people and making a difference in people's lives, I will. If I know I'm not gonna go in a position just for monetary sake. Yes, I will have to do the work. I will have to be paid when I do the work. But if I realize that position is not in the best interest of forwarding the island and the people of Tobago, I will just go home, rock back, and relax myself until the good Lord ready for Barry Nelson.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Barry Nelson, thank you so much for joining us here on Tobago Updates Morning Show. It was a pleasure having you, pleasure hearing about your journey through the public service. And I think, I hope that you would have motivated some young person out there to, find your place in your serving for your country. All right. So once again, thank you for our viewers that are just joining us. This was Mr. Barry Nelson, a retired accountant too from the public service. He is also a legacy awardee for his 40 years standing in the public service. So, Mr. Barry Nelson, on behalf of Tobago Updates, thank you for your service and thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Mrs. Bissessa, he has the trophy still. I just want to put in that part. All right, viewers, before we go, up next we have the 3W football tournament discussion with some of the captains that are taking part in that tournament itself. So I ask you to stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 bottle of rum, DJ start the thing, let me jump. Cause I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 girls to a man, DJ start the thing, let me rum mache. When my team touch down, everything get wild. Hey, 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 take out your flag and fling it up, take out something and fling it up, fling it up, fling it up high. Hey, 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 start to jump up and fling it up, take out something and fling it up.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
And good morning again to you viewers still with us, and to you who are just joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and 102 on AMPLIA. A special good morning to you from the Good Morning Show here at Tobago Updates Television. We continue on in our segments with the 3W football tournament. Now, last week we would have had the flight lieutenant speak to us on the upcoming tournament, and that is currently ongoing right now. So this morning we have the privilege of speaking to the captains this morning. All right, so I just want to introduce you to who we have up. We have Summer Arjun, Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force Captain, and we have Leandre Piper, member of the 3W Tournament Coordination Committee and member of the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. Good morning to you both.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to have you all here on this morning on Tobago Updates. I know that you all have the ongoing tournament happening right now, and I know that it could be a lot, in terms of the planning, in terms of the playing, but how has it been thus far for the both of you all?
Leandro, you could go first.
Well, firstly, it's been amazing to see the girls getting that opportunity to play, that opportunity to develop their skills. I was watching an interview that one of the girls did yesterday. They were really eager to play against females at an older age, knowing that it will immensely promote them and their skills. So hearing that was very heartwarming for me, and it just trickled down into everything yesterday, and we hope for more exciting games coming from today going forward up until Sunday.
All right. So we know that it is Guyana's debut in the 3W Cup and Grenada's second appearance. How has been the competition between both parties in terms of the competition itself?
I will take that one. So I think it was a fierce competition between both teams. I mean, playing Guyana last night, Guyana Defense Force last night, the game was very intense, just as I expected and just as the team expected. It was a well-fought battle. I mean, we scored, then they came back and scored, and so forth. That's how the game was last night. So it was very intense, and right now we're dealing with knocks and injuries that was gathered. So
in terms of the preparation, Summer, for the different competitions that you have ongoing, how has it been? How has been the preparations as far with the team, the togetherness? How has been the competition for you personally and for your team on a whole?
So the preparation, we could start there. Over the past few weeks, we have intensified our training. We did a lot of tactical work where we were lacking on the field. I think we took that time also to build that camaraderie amongst ourselves, because now that we are in camp, it gives us the opportunity to just know each other better on and off the field. So we have been working extremely hard, and obviously we want to win this tournament given that we are hosting.
All right. So, Summer, I know that, well, you kind of answered one of my questions there already, and that is, what else do you think is being fostered in this competition spirit for the teams? Could you give us a little bit more insight on what it's doing for you all personally and what it's doing for you all in the team spirit?
Yeah, obviously, I think the 3Ws is more than just football. It's also a platform for the girls to showcase their talent. Hopefully, for scouts that are looking for players, I mean, there's always opportunity in women's football. I think, given the age groups that we have here, I think it will be a great showcase for the girls to play in college. Hopefully, use the highlights from that to move forward with the game. I mean, there's so much to gain from football, so I think it's a great opportunity for everyone here, character on and off the field.
All right, we're hearing a lot of reports that you all are very much excited, very much motivated to be playing, and I just want to congratulate you on how far you've made it through the tournament summer. Leandre, sorry for butchering your name like that. Mr. Piper, could you give us some insight into the statistics of the game currently? How far the girls teams are, who is ahead, how much points, who has to bring up to maybe battle this one? What are the statistics on the games right now?
We had the first games yesterday. Pro Series, unfortunately got the better of Tobago Chicas. So Pro Series won 3-0 yesterday, so they are at the top of their group. While Defense Force and Trinidad Defense Force and Ghana Defense Force faced each other yesterday, with the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force winning 5-3. So the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force will be on top of the group so far. So Group A is led by Pro Series, and Group B is led by Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force so far. We have 2 other games this evening from Group A and Group B. That would be Club Sando, and we have Club Sando and Ghana Defense Force, as well as Tobago Chicas and Grenada. So we look forward to those games as well today to see how the groups end up after today's rounds of games.
All right. So I want to hear it here first. I'm getting very excited based on what I'm hearing right now. Leandre, I'm going to throw it out to you. I'm not going to throw it to the captains just yet. But who do you think would be the winner of this tournament?
Football will be the winner. Women's football will be the winner of this tournament. We have no expectations other than women winning. Every person registered for this tournament will be the winner of the tournament this year and onwards.
All right. I mean, that was a very political answer, very smart answer as well. You don't want to put them ahead. You don't want to get them too excited. I get that. So to the captain that has just joined us, how has it been for your team, and what is continuously motivating your team? I'm guessing Miss Judy McIntosh, captain of the Grenada Senior Women. What is motivating your team to continue on in this tournament? All right, Ms. McIntosh, we seem to not be hearing you right now. So see if you could get the audio in check. And until then, let me talk to the captain, Summer June of Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. I know, she's continuously smiling, which means something is motivating her to make it through this tournament. So what is motivating you to continue captaining your team? What is motivating your team to continue on? I mean, listening to what Leandre said, you all are in some high rankings right now in terms of playing. So what motivates you to continue on in this tournament?
I think it's our corporate social responsibility as well. I mean, given all the hard work that we have been doing over the past couple of weeks, just being able to execute, that is a big factor and a big motivating factor for our team. Also, giving back to the communities for a book drive that we are currently doing, collecting the books and whatnot. That is also a motivating factor to be able to be that pillar of hope and change for the women's game and for football overall.
All right, so we're just bringing it down to the end of our interview here this morning. But before we go, Mr. Piper, do you have any advice for both the Grenada Senior Women team and the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force team? Do you have any advice to them on how they should play, what changes they should make to strategy? Any advice at all?
Well, my advice to them would be to put their best foot forward, keep doing that. Keep showcasing your talent. You never know who's watching. And go there and enjoy yourself first and foremost. We are supporting you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Piper. Before we go, let's see if we could hear from Miss McIntosh. Miss Judy McIntosh, Grenadier Senior Woman Captain. Are you hearing us? All right, so we seem to still be having some technical difficulties. We want to still thank you so much for joining us this morning, Miss McIntosh. Mr. Piper, Miss June, congratulations for what you have done thus far, and God's will in what you have to do, still continuing on in this tournament. I know Summer is very much excited to take her team to victory. Mr. Piper, you are very much excited to see what these teams have to bring to the plate, right? So I just want to say, as I said, God's will to you all going through this tournament. Thank you so much for joining us here on Tobago Updates Morning Show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, viewers who are just joining us, that was Mr. Leandre Piper. He is one of the coordinators for the 3W Women Tournament going on right now. And of course, Miss Summer Ajun, who is the captain of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force team, participating in this 3W tournament. But before we go to our commercial break, I just want to tell you what we have up next. Up next, you can look forward to hearing Pastor Jason Gunn and Evangelist Victor Kirk speaking to us on Come Out of Her, My People. So I ask you to stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation. Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But I forget to tell all you, it's our 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme.
Well, I want a proper window for me house, yeah? I want no shake thing in my place.
Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces.
We get one wall on the side and we get one hole. You can put a window there, invent something, a window for put there.
At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in in durability and style.
Well, me meet ya. Me don't know who I'm talking to, but I be children, cousin Tofina tell me for call all you go get proper thing for put that. Me don't know.
Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business.
Driven? No, I ain't driving. I get a bus ticket. One of me pick me them go drop me down there. Must bring me down there. Russo Trace Springer down by the place down there.
Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products, it's about relationships. It's about you.
It's all about me? Who's your family? You know Edna and Dorka and them, you know them, but you resemble them Edward boy and them Edward people them you.
Tobago Glass Supplies, Russo Trace Spring Garden, telephone number 639-6266. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates. We are down to our last interview. So if you have missed the first two, you are here with us for the last one and we are thankful for it. This morning we are joined with Acton Andrews, Pastor Acton Andrews, and Evangelist Victor Cook. They will be speaking to us on Come Out of Her, My People. Now, I know a lot of people may be wondering what inspired this theme, what may have inspired this evangelistic series. When you hear what actually inspired the theme, so we'll get right into that this morning. So to the two young, handsome gentlemen that are joining me here this morning, a good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. The smiles on their faces, they're actually encouraging me to ask them more questions. So we'll go straight into that this morning. All right. So what inspired the Come Out of Her, My People? What inspired this evangelistic series to happen?
Let me first of all say a very pleasant good morning to you and to your listening audience, listening and viewing. It's a pleasure being in front of this wonderful audience. And as you said, we are here to encourage people. The reason what actually inspired us to come up with this theme is because when we look around Christianity on the whole, we notice that people seem not to be really serious about what they're doing. People just want to go do a little thing and then, they feel that that is good enough. And there are certain practices also that are totally not connected with the Bible. And according to Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4, the angel came down from heaven and advised that we come out from some of these practices that are taking place in Christianity on the whole.
All right. So you're telling us about the motivation to have this evangelistic series on a whole. But what inspired the theme? What do you see happening around you that would inspire such a theme for this evangelistic series?
Well, like I said, there are so many things, so many different practices that are not recorded in the scriptures. So many things we see, you know, we don't want to. There's so much that people are getting involved in that, in our humble opinion, should not be practiced. Some people are in it for a little while, out of it for a little while, and that is why it is very important for us to note that this was not just an ordinary messenger. The messenger who brought this message to come out of whom my people was an angel himself. Whereas in certain times, certain messengers were used, like Jeremiah and Isaiah and these Old Testament prophets. In this particular instance, an angel came down from heaven and spoke to John on the Isle of Patmos, advising the people to come out from these practices, come out from these things that are taking place on the face of this earth.
I'm very tempted to join in that Revelation discussion, because you know Revelation in itself is a big book in the Bible.
It's the last one, and it's a big one.
Very, very big one, yeah. Very big prophetic book, I should say. And you're making the points that the angel came down in chapter 18, but we have 21 and 22 as well with those messages as well.
Oh,
right?
definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm happy to know that I'm speaking with a Bible reader. Very happy to.
Of course you are. All right. So if we want to hear more about this, of course we need the where, the when, the what time we should get there. So tell us some of those details so that we may attend.
Okay. The program starts on Sabbath of the 9th of this month.
Okay.
That is next Sabbath at 9 a.m. It is going to be held at the Church of God Seventh Day in Bell Garden. That's right on the main road. Everybody knows, country people know where that church is.
Yeah, the bend and then...
Yes, you go down the hill there. So we're starting at 9 on Sabbath, please the Lord, and then we go through the entire week until the 16th, which is the following Sunday.
Yeah.
We come to an end on the 16th, so it's going to be a 1-week evangelistical meeting.
All right. And what time should we come up to Bell Garden on a nightly basis?
On a nightly basis, on Sundays we start at 6 p.m. But during the course of the week we start at 7 p.m.
All right.
Only on Sunday we start at 6.
Is there a special group that you all are asking to attend this evangelistic series, or is it come one, come all?
It's a come one, come all. There's no special group. We want everybody to come and participate, be a part of it. We're going to hear some dynamic speakers. There are going to be different speakers on different nights. There are going to be lots of singing and rejoicing. But the main thing is to get the message out. The message to come out of these practices that are so prevalent among leaders, church leaders and followers. That's the main purpose, to get people to try to understand some of the practices that they are participating in. They're not really biblical, and they are quite a lot.
All right. So we have a lot to hear from you all for that evangelistic series.
You sure do.
All right. So Pastor Acton, I've been hearing a lot from you this morning, but I heard that Evangelist Victor Cook will be speaking to us as well throughout that series. That is what I'm hearing. Definitely. So I'm going to give Evangelistic Cook some time to just tell us who we could listen to other than himself and Pastor Acton for this series.
Pleasant morning to you again.
Pleasant morning to you, Evangelistic Cook.
I'm happy to be here. We have speakers like Pastor Raphael Mitchell. We have speakers like Pastor Jason Guns. We have speakers like Evangelist Randy Taylor. We have Deacon Lindell. We have Brother Ivor James. And we have another brother Ivor. There's another brother. Let's see which if your head could bring it now. I think I mentioned all of them. We are having those speakers, and they have different topics that they're going to bring forth. For example, we have one sorcery. Sorcery. I mean, we have a lot of that in this age. We have another where Pastor Michel, he's going to use this set sub-team, come out of my people. They have where I myself would use one, showing you where the coolness of the church and showing the importance where the Bible mentioned in the book of Revelation chapter 14 where the everlasting gospel, because there is an everlasting gospel, but today the world turn away from it. And these are things we want to expound, to show the people where even the Bible said, even in the Old Testament, that we should not practice Babylonian practice or practice not the way of the heathen. And we have a lot to talk about because when you look at the world today, Christianity, a lot of Babylonian teaching is in the churches today. And the Bible warns about that. That's hence the reason we want to inform the people as witnesses that they must come out if Christ is coming. He is definitely coming. The world seeing the signs that he left. But we want to be witnesses. The blood must not be upon us. We must tell the people, to come out from this system. And we could call a lot of these teachings.
Pastor Acton, based on what Evangelistic Kirk is saying, you all have a lot to tell the people.
We sure do.
And Evangelistic Kirk has already started preaching. I'm hearing he's already ready to expound on Revelation 14 right there.
He's all fired up.
All fired up, right? And we can expect a lot more of this fire for the evangelistic series in Bell Garden.
Week.
All right, for the entire week. And
rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
We want to encourage as many people as can make it. Just come on out. Just come on out. Every night we are going to be there, and we guarantee that a lot of people are going to hear some things that they never believed were recorded in the Bible.
All right.
That's what we are there for.
So for that,
some of the truths of the Bible that are being suppressed at this time.
So for that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to hear the truths being exposed, we just want to make sure we attend that evangelistic series, Come Out of Her, My People, hosted by the Church of God, 7 Day, just in Bell Garden, just on that corner, just in the dip. It's not very far from town, not very far from country. They're meeting you in the middle.
That's right.
So meet them at the middle. All right. So Pastor Acton, Evangelistic Kirk, I want to thank you so much for joining us here this morning on our morning show on Tobago Updates. I know you have a lot in store. You have a lot to prepare for the 9th to the 16th, 6 p.m. nightly at the Church of God 7 Day Church in Bell Garden. All right. So for more information, you can contact both of them at
771-5318.
And
my number is 780-0074. And in my hand, I have an invitation for you and your staff.
All right. Thank you very much. Tobago Updates, I am just collecting this on Tobago Updates' behalf. Please look at the screen. I know the staff is looking at me and smiling. You all will definitely get this invitation. They're asking me to open it. So I'll do so. Trying to use my TV hands here now, guys. Hold on. All right, there we go. That's my special invitation, Tobago Update special invitation, and of course Tobago special invitation to join Pastor Acton and Evangelistic Kirk at their evangelistic series in Bell Garden at the Church of God 7 Day. All right, 7 Day.
Thank you.
Making sure I'm getting that correctly. We don't want to miss it. All right, so thank you both for joining us here on Tobago Updates Morning Show once again. To enjoy the rest of your day, and to our viewers, enjoy the rest of the day. Be safe. Be prepared for the work day. Ensure that you get everything that you set out to do done, and go with God's blessings. A special happy and working day to you. All right, viewers, of course, we have up next Good Morning Tobago with Miss Chanel Felix. So before I go, I just want to encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Celebrating anniversaries is important to fostering connections and acknowledging growth and shared experiences, as well as setting a foundation for future goals and aspirations. Around the region, they are known as the leading disaster management agency. Here in Tobago, we call them TIMA, and they recently celebrated their 27th anniversary. One activity was a health and wellness day.
We are accustomed doing stuff like this with every institution that require our service. Here today, we are here to assist with the staff of TIMA in ensuring that they maintain their health and the importance of health, importance of knowing your numbers in terms of your blood pressure, your sugar, your weight, your BMI, to make sure it is in line with your height and your weight. The importance of checking your blood pressure is to ensure that you don't end up with stuff like a diagnosis with like heart attack or stroke. Also, that could also help us to send you also to the health center to do blood testing for stuff like your cholesterol and other blood work, so that we could determine if you are newly diagnosed or if you have been seen about your health. So we have the blood pressure testing, we have the sugar testing, we have the dietitians here who would do your weight, your BMI, and tell you how much body fat there is. We also have dental here to take care of the mouth, which is also important because of the bacteria and stuff that can cause different diseases to your organs and stuff like that.
TIMA workers share their love, experiences, and appreciation for their job.
Today for the staff, we are having a health and wellness program to commemorate our 27th year anniversary here at TIMA.
I am the GIS specialist at TIMA, so that's a Geographic Information System person. We deal with mapping as well as evacuation routes, evacuation maps, data elevation models, risk assessments, etc. I'm also attached to the planning department, so we do a lot of analysis as well as gap analysis as well as reports. So we basically are the brains somewhat of the organization. For me, my time here during this period would have been very great for me. Would have been able to respond to the oil spill as well as Tropical Storm Karen as well as other emergencies. This would have given you a lot of knowledge as well as wisdom in terms of how natural disasters actually operate, because reading about it is one thing, but actually being able to assist persons as well as to respond to it is something different. So it comes like you learn the theory and then you have to do the practical aspect of it. Life here is really great. It's a family environment. Yes, we may have our disagreements, but it's a high pressure environment, but we always have the ability to bounce back from or whatever would have impacted us, and that shows a lot of resilience within the organization. So cheers to 27 years.
TIMA's mission is to coordinate a network of agencies and individuals within the island of Tobago to direct their efforts to maximize preservation of life and the protection of the property in times of disaster.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. The United States is proposing a 1-year pilot requiring business and tourist visa applicants from countries with high overstay rates to post bonds of US $5,000 to $15,000. It's unclear if Trinidad and Tobago will be affected, but the American Chamber has urged exemption, citing TNT's low overstay rates of 2.43%. The move comes as Trinidad and Tobago also faces increased U.S. tariffs, sparking concerns from the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber and calls for diplomatic engagement. Former minister warned of economic fallouts, including devaluation risks. Additionally, the government is responding to a new 15% U.S. tariff on Trinidad and Tobago exports by exploring diplomatic and trade solutions. Finance Minister Devendranath Tanku said the measure will impact key exports like ammonia, methanol, and manufactured goods, reducing their competitiveness. An interministerial team has been formed to assess the situation. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar warned of broader economic consequences, and business leader Vivek Charan highlighted potential risk, including the import route through the U.S. distribution channel, and urged direct sourcing from other regions. He also called for faster diversification, particularly in local manufacturing and furniture production. And finally, a heartbreaking trip to Tobago turned tragic for 78-year-old Thomas Orr, whose wife of 55 years, Marjorie Harry Orr, died after their vehicle plunged into the Richmond River. Orr, who escaped almost unscathed, is now pleading for the truth about the accident, which he says was misrepresented in the official report. He disputes claims that both vehicles moved off simultaneously, insisting that the impact was far too violent for such a scenario. Grieving deeply, yet grounded in faith, Orr refuses to cast blame, but calls for honesty in honoring his wife's memory. And that was our news in 90 seconds. This morning we are kickstarting our conversations by chatting with the Assemblyman Natisha Charles Panton, who is the Secretary for Food Security, Natural Resources and the Environment and Sustainable Development. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Bagatelle Bacalet.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here as always. This morning we're talking about the fact that you recently came back from a visit to China, where you attended the International Conference for Reducing Food Loss and Waste. Tell us a bit about that and why it was so important for Tobago to have a prominent presence at this international conference.
This international conference, the genesis of this began when the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Ravi Ratiram, when he visited us, and he gave way so that the Tobago House of Assembly could be represented at this international conference. And this, I must say, is unprecedented, because this has never happened before, where a government minister would allow Tobago House of Assembly secretary to represent at a national level. So I must extend sincere gratitude to the Honorable Minister, so that we were able to showcase what Tobago has been doing as it relates to food loss and waste, and to also have those conversations at an international level as to how we could partner globally so that we can reduce food loss and food waste, and Tobago being part of the agenda. Yeah, so
right. So were you also accompanied by a national team from the Ministry of Agriculture along with your team from Tobago? What was the contingent like, or was it just you representing Trinidad and Tobago?
Just me and one member of staff representing Trinidad and Tobago. So I was the only speaker there, and of course their protocol was engaged as soon as I arrived. So it was just me to represent at a national level.
Right, so you had to also contribute on some of the stuff that's happening in Trinidad as well.
Well, yes, but for the most part, it was Tobago. Of course, I'm working in Tobago, so I wouldn't be familiar with everything that's happening in Trinidad. But of course, we are linked, especially as it relates to some of the technical aspects of agriculture. But it was, for the most part, related to Tobago.
Right, and when I think about food loss and food waste, I think about things that possibly can be prevented and things that cannot be prevented. When we talk about food loss, is it that we're looking at situations where, because of the type of practices put into place, that you lose a percentage of your crops? And when we talk about wastage, we're talking about, a preventative mechanisms that could be put in place to ensure that, throughout the life cycle of the plant or the produce, that it is still usable. Explain that to us, the difference between loss and waste.
Well, I must say that this entire conference was geared towards reducing hunger, food hunger at a global level, and starvation. And when you look at the amount of food loss that we have globally and waste, it is how we can reduce that so that we match what's happening as it relates to hunger and starvation. And I know we don't think about it a lot, but sometimes you hear it in informal discussions, like we have a lot of mangoes, what do we do with it? We have a lot of fruits, high starch content fruits, what do we do with it? And every time you decide to pick mangoes and cut them up and freeze them, then of course you're contributing to savings, let's put it like that, preventing food loss and food waste, right? That's a simple explanation. And also, when you look at in transit, like when you bring food from Trinidad to Tobago, what percentage of food loss you have in transit? Yeah, because you don't have the necessary infrastructure like those freezers, and even when they get to Tobago, what type of warehousing facilities do we have? And even those informal vending on the roadside, when you look at that, you have a lot of high starch content fruits out in the open. And so how do you reduce waste and food loss at that level as well? And that is the basis of the entire discussion. How do we prevent a significant portion of our food being lost to environmental factors, and also how we can convert them? So you have fish meal in fish production and all of that. How do we design industry so that we can make animal feed, for example? So all of that was part of the discussion.
Right. And, talk to us about some of the things that we can possibly see being implemented here post-conference.
Post-conference, I'll tell you something. For agriculture to become agriculture in the true sense, food security in the true sense, you would need a significant injection of resources. And I'm happy that I was privy to a lot of these conversations. And I'm also happy that the minister considered us, because in looking at what's happening internationally, with the budget that we have for development, there's no way we can come close to our 2030 targets, given the resources that we have. So it is an eye-opener as to what we would need in order to facilitate this global agenda. So in that sense, I'm saying that at the assembly level and at the level of central government, that they have to understand that Tobago would definitely need a significant injection in order to become...
And what about the aspects of policy implementation that don't take any financing, like changing the culture, like encouraging businesses to, donate food that is wasted after a day of production? I have visited groceries outside of Trinidad and Tobago where, you know, there's a basket outside or on the side where stuff that are going bad, you know, they give them away for free. You can take it and go. You know, how do we introduce those type of cultures that don't necessarily call for $5 million to create that type of policy, but just a situation where we get people on board and interested in playing their part where food wastage is concerned?
I'm particular when coming to recommending food that is going bad to give it to people. I think that whatever I want for myself, I want it for other people. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I want a culture where if something is going bad, give it to somebody else.
Yeah, but you know, it's a personal choice. A person will know that, okay, these are stuff that are on their way out. You can give it to your livestock, or you could use it in your smoothies, you know, these type of things. I understand, you know. There
But
are
you have to think about
where...
the legal implications. Suppose as a businessman, you decide to put something out, and then the person eating it take you to court for something else.
Right.
So you have to think about the legal implications of that. So that is why I prefer that we put those infrastructure in place, such as, you know, proper freezing, those frozen trucks, warehouses that could store, you know, making a significant investment in protecting what you eat in the first instance, rather than us trying to transfer those foods that going bad to other people. And when we look at food, but not only crops earlier, talk about meat, everything that is consumed, how to reduce food loss and food waste.
Understood. And, you know, even as that financing and resources needed to help with that, is the conversation happening with the farmers and the producers and the businesses, you know, educating them on the importance of proper storage, proper transportation? Tell us about that.
Right. So while this is a new focus, those conversations will be happening, but it is not that Tobago did not have some success stories at the conference. TADCO has been trying its best in terms of, you know, doing things in the fishing industry, in terms of providing warehousing, providing cold storage. But again, even in doing that, you would still need a significant injection in order to fix some of these aged infrastructure that we have. But we have had success stories to introduce at the conference. So by and large, I think that even in training, the division has been doing an excellent job providing those services, technical advice to assist the farming community. So we would just have to go back to the drawing board now that we have that type of exposure. And I'll tell you something. When you go to these countries, the level of discipline that they have as it relates to agriculture, it doesn't require 2 hours of work. It requires a drive that is remarkable. And there's no really politics as it relates to the technical aspects of these things. There's one understanding that the entire economy is dependent on our effort. So it is not a political football in their space, right? And I believe that in Tobago, once we set aside those petty discussions about politics, I mean, politics has its place, but in terms of what we eat and how we build a society together to sustain ourselves and how we become compliant to, you know, international standards so we could be part of that global market. That conversation has to happen among all Tobagonians and not just, you know, party affiliates, yeah? So that is the type of discipline they have in these countries. So in order for us to move forward, we need to keep focus. We need to realize that the early morning jobs are not the only jobs that exist. We need to build a society with not only just minds, but also physical work, effort. And I believe that Tobago could be on a path once we understand that we are all in it together.
Understood. And, tell us about, some of the technology that you have seen implemented in China's effective agriculture system that you think that we can look into here in Tobago.
Monitoring, it has been a discussion before. We would definitely need a lot of money if we have to monitor our crops in the field. They have specialized buildings. So when you have farmers outside, they're able to monitor what's happening. They monitor crop growth, pests and diseases. The works. So when you think about China, you just think about technologies like driving into another century, right? Even their drones. We have these little drones. They have some really heavy-duty drones, and they do remarkable things. So again, if we have to get to that level, definitely we need a significant injection of money. But we can do it in phases, as we have been doing with everything else, right? We have been fixing facilities in phases. And same way, we could, start our research through the new company established under the Tobago House of Assembly, the Tobago Agri-Technology Services, and they have been actually doing the work as it relates to technologies bit by bit. So I think we can get there once we have the funding.
Excellent. We're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back with much more conversation after this. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise, the energy.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. This morning we are back and we're chatting with Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin about her recent trip to China for the International Conference on Reducing Food Loss and Food Wastage. Good morning and welcome back.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Right. I mean, in this year's budget proposition that was given by the Secretary for Finance, she spoke extensively about the role of agriculture in expanding Tobago's economic growth and development. But you said earlier in your contribution that a lot of what can be done to increase productivity has to be done with the resources that are necessary. So are you saying that, with all the goals, all those things being said, unless the money is given sufficiently by the central government, then there's no way that you can achieve your goal?
There's no way you can achieve your goal in the timeline. Remember, 2030 is what, 5 years away, 4 years away? And what we have, I mean, it's not limited to Tobago. We have a lot of sectors that need fixing, but we don't have all the money that we would want. And if we have to meet that goal on the timeline in terms of reducing food loss, food waste, or food security agenda, we would definitely need more than what we have. But of course, we'd have to look at the other sectors, because I mean, if you look at infrastructure, they need money as well. If you look at housing, they need money. Community development, yeah. So we are among competing. We have competing interests, and why we would like to think that food security is priority, and it should be a priority. It's one of the priorities. Education is a priority as well, right? We have to understand that the resources have to spread across everywhere. And let's be honest, when you go to a lot of these town hall meetings, you don't hear people lashing out as much as they do for infrastructure. They don't lash out for food security. They don't go out there saying, "Oh, let's save the turtles and forget about the roads." You don't hear that. And what politics would allow is for the majority, what the majority would want. And when you consider these things, you have to understand that the majority of resources would go where the population. But food security becomes a top priority at certain times. So if you think about healthcare, for example, recently the hospitals were full. Yeah, they were filled with people with all non-communicable diseases and all of that. But then when you think about it, what we eat, it becomes important. So you have to trace back now. How could we reduce the numbers in the hospital? Yeah. And that is why we have the new initiative, the community care program. So when the farmers produce, and they produce under environmentally friendly conditions, we take the produce and we feed it into the program, right? So that's one way to reduce food loss and food waste. So, and also to take care of your population. Yeah. Training.
So is there that connection between agriculture and social protection?
Oh, definitely. Social protection, Dr. Faith has been extremely supportive with the community care program. They were on board from day one. They have been looking at the numbers from our participants. And of course, this is about choice, right? So those who volunteer themselves to be monitored, those with non-communicable diseases, we want them to have access to healthy foods. So that is why we partnered with the Division of Health, so that we can sort of show people that it is possible to eat healthy. So it's not about, just getting a hamper, but it's hampers of local produce produced by farmers that are trained or being monitored. And that is also an opportunity to get farmers into a pool and show them how to farm the environmentally friendly way. Because we have challenges with that as well. It's not just about farming. Farming is a science. And if you spread a lot of chemicals, that could also affect you in your food. True. So that is why we're trying to merge the Division of Health with agriculture, so that we could, in the true sense, embark on a food security agenda. So food security is not just giving you food, right? It shouldn't be about that alone. It should be about producing healthy individuals in the community, a healthy workforce, right? All these things matter under the division of food security.
Right, and even as you attended this conference in China, you said you saw a number of innovative solutions, some that could even be brought to Tobago. But what stood out to you the most of everything?
What stood out the most? Everything stood out the most. When you go into a technologically advanced society with a disciplined population, everything would stand out. And it's not that they don't have politics there, but you're seeing everybody coming together to advance their own society. It's amazing. You get to network with a lot of countries, and you realize that Tobago we don't have a unique situation. We have other countries, small islands, that they are trying and they are thriving, given the little they have, and they are looking towards societies with vast resources for assistance. I am impressed with the technical officers that have signed on to fixing Tobago. They have been networking in all the conferences. We are having the discussions with people that know how and have the funds. So even if we don't have funding locally, there are avenues that we can explore, and we have been exploring. Some of the initiatives that you're seeing rolling out under the division, we are getting funding, and we have been exposed to more opportunities at these conferences. And what I like about it is that the people are excited that we have people in Tobago on the ground that we can network with so that we can execute some of these projects. So we have, we have been doing the work before, and with these new opportunities, I expect that the division will move forward and grab onto it, and we get the thing done. But again, we would need a significant amount of funding if we have to be like China.
Yeah, understood. But what do you think are some of the key steps that can be taken in the medium and short term here in Tobago to reduce that food wastage, and how will that contribute to Tobago's overall agricultural effectiveness and efficiency as it pertains to what the secretary said? She said that a huge portion of the economic growth for the island would be hinging on the success of the agriculture sector. So how can, what is being recommended and what you are recommending in the short and medium term have an impact on that?
Well, definitely I would seek to get some frozen trucks, vans, try to get some more infrastructure in place to support the industry. Training, of course, post-harvest techniques and all these things matter, because if you don't have training, you wouldn't have the understanding on how to manage your business. And I'm not talking about just government, private sector, right? They have to come on board. We definitely need a new vessel as it relates to fishing. We have trained the personnel already because we had a program on board the Capital of Paradise, training young persons on how to fish, right? So they are awaiting their careers in fishing, and that is hinged on us getting a vessel, or, vessels. So I think that is, and I believe we have an advantage as it relates to the fishing industry. So once we get that the draft fisheries management bill passed in the parliament, definitely we would meet international standards, to prevent unregulated fishing and all of that. But we do export. We are exporting to St. Vincent, soon Barbados, right? If you're following, you're seeing that we're selling flying fish now, right? So I think we have been doing good, and with the right infrastructure in place and continued training, we could step by step achieve what we want. But again, we would definitely, if we have to meet the target,
right.
2030, we definitely need resources. I'm not going to, compromise on saying that. We can't get to our China in 2030, but if we could get some infrastructure in place, even the vendors at the side of the road, if we can, we have some brilliant minds in Tobago, we can come up with some sort of vending stall that would, due to climate change, if we get some climate financing, right, design a stall that could keep the fruits fresh for a longer time. That's something creative that we could do here in Tobago. Yeah?
Excellent. And even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, quickly tell our viewing public, what can persons do on an individual level to help avoid food loss and food wastage?
What you were suggesting earlier, right? Not in terms of businesses, because businesses may shy away from doing it, but when we have a glut on our hands, if something didn't sell at that time, and once it's fresh, then share it, Let's avoid wasting food. The idea is to prevent hunger, even at our level in society, in terms of, not globally, but locally. Let's share with each other. It's something that we do. We used to do it a lot more, a long time. If we have extra food on our trees, we used to share it with the neighbor. So we can get back there to prevent food loss and food waste on a personal level.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much for your time this morning. We are going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back with much more conversations after this. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I beat and roll, we beat and roll. I beat and roll, we beat and roll. When spirited, beat and roll. When spirited, beat and roll. What to do? Let us see how stick you could get. See how stick you could get. Let us see how stick you could. See how stick you could. See how stick you could get. Let us see how stick you could get. See how stick you could get. Let us see how stick you could. See how stick you could. See how stick you could get. Wet me down, 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 wet me down. Right now I'm overeating. Wet me down, 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 wet me down. Right now I'm over.
OBO. I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 bottle of rum. DJ start the thing, let me jump. Cause I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 girls to a man. DJ start the thing, let me ramage. When my team touch down, everything get wild. Hey, hey, hey. Take out your flag and fling it up. Take out something and fling it up. Fling it up, fling it up high. Hey, hey, hey. Start to jump up and fling it up. Take out something and fling it up.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions, powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Start to rise, the energy fill the skies.
good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning we continue our conversations and we are chatting with Latoya DeLeon McGregor Perry Point. I hope that I got your name correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Good morning and welcome. Excellent. Now, we are talking about Jade Monkey's recent investment in Tobago's economy. Now, for persons who know, we know Jade Monkey has been one of those major entertainment hubs on the island in the Crown Point area. But tell us particularly about this recent investment.
All right, so our recent investment is one of a kind $7 million roulette arena. There's none other like it in the world outside of France. And we were able to have this type of investment because we partnered with one of the biggest billion-dollar companies in Europe that developed the system. It's a system called Win System. And again, we are the only one in this part of the world with something like it. And it's a one of a kind, as I said, nobody else has it outside of France.
Right, and explain to us, is it a digital roulette system? Explain to persons who may not have seen it in person, what exactly is it? And how exactly is it contributing to Tobago's economy?
All right, so and it's not a room, it's a building. So this building is a one of a kind. We contribute to Tobago economically. We were able to boost employment with this building. I don't want to go into much details about what it is. Again, it is part of the entertainment hub, and you have to come and see it, right? So we were able to boost employment. I believe we're boosting tourism with it, and we'll be able to give back to Tobago from it.
Excellent. And so tell us, where is this building? Is it at the same location of the existing Jade Monkey? Excellent.
Yes, it is.
So how can persons access it and how can persons be a part of this?
Just come on down to Jade Monkey and you'll get to experience this one of a kind development, this one of a kind infrastructure, this one of a kind building. It's just one of a kind. So you have to come and see it, because telling you about it, you'll be like, okay, it's just a building inside of a private members club. It's much more than that. Digital display, privacy, customer service unlike none other. So it's a room that it's a building that you have to come and see for yourself. And we invite everybody to come and take a look at it.
Right. Well, I'm hoping that next time we see you and we have that conversation, we have our cameraman there with you on spot and really giving us the tour of this new facility and, really helping us to have a better understanding of what that is. Why is it important for, businesses like yourself to make this type of investment and contribution?
It's quite important for companies like ourselves to invest in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. It creates a diverse economic system where we're boosting tourism, we're boosting employment, we're able to give back to the communities, to the persons that need, help. We can't always depend on the government, and private sectors and companies like ourselves invest largely into things like what we do, outreach programs. We create infrastructure. There's a lot of things that we can impact on by investing in the way that Jade Monkey is investing. And from our research, by embracing companies like ourselves, we know for a fact that and touching Caribbean regions like Bermuda, Aruba, they boost tourism greatly by having investment such as one as large as the one that Jade Monkey just invested in. So, and with that comes, the employment. We're able to employ a lot more persons at Jade Monkey. We actually jumped from 60 to 90, over 90 employees at the company, which is one of the largest private sectors in a private company in Tobago.
Excellent. And, as you said, there are persons who specifically travel to play these games. And, what about, hosting tournaments and stuff like that? Is that something that Jade Monkey is looking into to not just, have a better utilization of the equipment and the material and the building, but to extend out within the region and have that international audience coming to Tobago to be a part?
Well, not looking into, we've just recently concluded a very large tournament for the members of the facility. And we intend to expand. And we're not done, We actually just started. And this one-of-a-kind $7 million room is the first step. We have plans of extending and creating a different type of environment for a different type of clientele. So if you're not into the type of games that we offer currently, we have the idea to extend into having all force tournaments. If you're into PlayStations and those types of gamings, we have plans of extending into those types of events and tournaments and gaming. Bingo, if you're into bingo. So we are trying to create that type of atmosphere in Crown Point and extend it. And when we say integrated entertainment hub, we really mean integrated. So we're trying to have everybody involved in, we want to be a part of everything that you personally might be involved in. So again, you may not like slots, you may not like roulette, you may not like poker, but we might have something that you would like very soon, and that is a plan. And with doing things like that, again, we would boost economy, we would boost employment, and we'll just have the place, as a really nice environment that you would like to experience.
Excellent. And finally, even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, you spoke about that community engagement and giving back to the community. What has Jade Monkey been doing to give back to Tobago?
We've given back so much, and we continue to give back. We have been the proud sponsors of so many programs and groups. If I must name a few, we've worked hand in hand with the police, a lot of police youth clubs, a lot of special needs school and other types of schools. The ones that we are very, very proud of are the ones that actually come out of Jade Monkey, our back to school programs, where we've given over 150,000 back. Our Christmas Bonanza, which is the biggest on the island, where we've given over $350,000 back. And as we're on the topic, we have our back to school charity coming up. That is happening on August the 27th, where we're doing a Jade workshop, mentorship workshop, where we are catering to 30 to 50 boys. We're trying to move them from the life of crime, because that's what we're seeing in the news these days. And we are targeting these young boys to mentor them and prepare them for the life ahead. And we'd like to take this opportunity to encourage any local business or stakeholders that want to come on board with us. We actually have Jamel Morton on board with us, and it is going to be an exciting workshop for these young men, and we're intending to follow these young men for the next 5 years. So we're starting off August the 27th, get them prepared for school, and follow them throughout for the next 5 years. So any businesses, any stakeholders want to come on board, we'll greatly appreciate that, and we'll welcome you on board.
Excellent. And how can they contact you to be a part of this youth or young men mentorship program for your back to school drive?
All right, so any company, any persons, anybody who wants to contact us, feel free to email us at jademonkeymarketing@outlook.com, or they can call me 499-4446.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much for your time this morning and for letting us know about everything that Jade Monkey has been up to. In recent time, we know that you will be a major part of that upcoming Tobago Carnival as well. So we look forward to all your success in your back to school drive and all the other community-based initiatives that you are investing in and sponsoring. But guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am your host, Chanel Felix, and have a great day.